Yes. Good morning, students. Okay. Good morning, Yog, Mridula, and Vaishnavi. Okay, right now you three are visible online. So just let us wait for 1 minute, 1 or 2 minutes, so that more students would join the live class. Okay. So, well, so before the remaining students would join our class, okay, just have a small revision, whatever we have studied. Okay, we are currently discussing on our chapter 1, the rise of nationalism in Europe. Okay, in last two live sessions or the classes, okay, we have a discussion on what is nationalism. Okay, so yesterday we have again a comparison between the two states, monarchical states and the nation state. Okay, so in case of the monarchical state, what we have observed that the ownership of the country belongs to the ruler. Okay, so जब हम monarchical state की बात करते हैं, so who is the owner of the country? The belongingness of the country owns to the ruler. ये देश किसका है? राजा का है. Okay, that is what the main body of thought when we say it is a monarchical state. Got it? But when we say it is a nation state, so जब हम nation state की बात करेंगे, तो belongingness does not owns to the ruler. Okay, so the country owns by the people of the country. Okay, monarchical state होगा तो राज या देश किसका है? राजा का है. देश की जनता का ओनरशिप नहीं है. बट व्हेन वी हैव ए नेशन स्टेट, तो फिर रूलर का ओनरशिप कंट्री पर नहीं है. हु हैव द ओनरशिप ऑन द कंट्री? द सिटीजन ऑफ द कंट्री. ओके, सो दैट इज द बेसिक डिफरेंस. That is the basic difference between the nation state and the monarchical state. So when this type of feeling develop in any country, then this feeling is known as what? Idea of nationalism. Okay, ये जो feeling है लोगों के बीच में, ये जो मन में भावना है कि नहीं ये देश हमारा है. Okay, we have the ownership of this country, so we will decide what is going to happen and what is not going to happen in this country. Okay, so ये जो feeling है, भावना है कि ये देश हमारा, इस देश में जो कुछ होगा, जैसा होना है जैसा नहीं होना है, उसका डिसीजन कौन करेंगे? सिटीजन ऑफ द कंट्री. ओके, व्हाई? बिकॉज वी ऑल आर द वन सिंगल ग्रुप ऑफ पीपल. हम सभी लोग इकट्ठे हैं, यूनाइटेड हैं, और ये देश किसका है? हमारा है. दैट इज व्हाट द फीलिंग और आइडिया ऑफ नेशनलिज्म. ओके, हिंदी में इसको बोलते हैं राष्ट्रवाद. ओके, जस्ट फॉर योर नॉलेज, for a translation, the nationalism is what? Rashtravad. So that much we have, okay, discussed in our yesterday's live session. But again, the basic question is that how did the idea of nationalism develop? Okay, ये जो idea of nation है, nationalism की जो feelings हैं, वो कब और कैसे develop हुई? Got it? So the historians, on the basis of their study of the past, okay, so the historians and the different philosophers come to the conclusion that the idea of nationalism developed along with the French Revolution. Okay, जो historians हैं, जो philosophers हैं, scholars हैं, उन्होंने पूरा हिस्ट्री का स्टडी किया और उसके बेस पर, ठीक है, दे हैव कॉन्क्लूडेड दैट कि पहली बार एज ए नेशन, किसी कंट्री को एज ए नेशन डेवलप करने का जो आइडिया है वो कहां से आया? इट केम फ्रॉम the French Revolution. Okay, so what happens? The political and constitutional changes that came in the wake of the French Revolution, okay, led to the transfer of sovereignty from the monarchy to a body of the French citizen. Okay, that is what he after the French Revolution in in 1789. Okay, the ruling power was transferred from monarchy to a body of citizens. Okay, so what happens? This we have studied last year in standard 9th also. Okay, so we have a one full complete chapter based on the French Revolution. So we already knows that in 1789, okay, the revolution took place in France against the existing monarchical rule. Okay, and because of that French Revolution, what happens? The sovereignty was transferred from monarchy to the body of citizen. Okay, now what is the meaning of sovereignty? Okay, what is the meaning of sovereignty? Sovereignty means the power. Okay, sovereignty basically means the power to decide what is to be done in the country or what not to be done in the country. Okay, so इसको बोलते हैं आत्मनिर्णय का अधिकार कि कंट्री में, देश में क्या होना है, कैसे होना है, क्या नहीं होना है. ओके, ये सब होने या नहीं होने का जो अधिकार है, राइट है, दैट राइट belongs to whom? The right belongs to the citizen of the country. Okay, so that is the concept of sovereignty. Okay, sovereignty क्या कहता है? संप्रभुता, यानी हमारे देश में क्या होना है, क्या नहीं होना, इसको निश्चित करने का अधिकार किसके पास होना चाहिए? देश के लोगों के पास होना चाहिए. Okay, so sovereignty we can take, okay, the डिसीजन मेकिंग पावर. एक प्रकार से हम सॉवरेनिटी को किस कॉन्टेक्स्ट में ले सकते हैं कि इट इज व्हाट? अ डिसीजन मेकिंग पावर. सो आफ्टर द फ्रेंच रिवॉल्यूशन in 1789, the ruling power, that is the sovereignty, transferred from monarchy to a body of citizens. Okay, जो ruling power थी, कंट्री में डिसीजन मेकिंग पावर है, that was transferred from monarchy to the body of the citizen. Now here, what is the meaning of body of the citizen? Body of the citizen is that not a one single person is responsible or is entitled to take the decision. When one single person would take the decision, it is either a dictatorship or it may be a monarchical rule. So body of citizen means जो कंट्री के लोग हैं, they have selected, they will elect their representatives. Okay, and this group of representatives is what? A body of citizens. Okay, so this body of citizens have the ruling. So that change brought in the country France due to the French Revolution. Okay, this revolution proclaimed, okay, The revolution proclaimed means declare. Okay. The revolution proclaimed that it was the people. Okay. The revolution proclaimed that it was the people who would henceforth constitute the nation. The people who would henceforth constitute the nation and shape its destiny. Okay. So the revolutionary peoples who were involved in the revolution, okay, जो revolution में leaders थे, French revolution में जो leaders थे, okay, the leaders proclaimed, ने जो leaders थे उन्होंने ये घोषणा करी कि the revolution was the people, okay, उन्होंने ये घोषणा करी it was the people who would henceforth constitute the nation. तो जो रिवॉल्यूशनरी लीडर्स थे उन्होंने ये घोषणा किया, ये डिक्लेयर किया कि क्या होगा, इट वाज द पीपल, यानी देश के जो लोग हैं वो अब आगे से, henceforth मींस इसके बाद आगे से, ठीक है, देश के लोग जो हैं वो कॉन्स्टिट्यूट मतलब क्या बनाएंगे, एक नेशन बनाएंगे एंड दे विल शेप इट्स डेस्टिनी. नाउ डेस्टिनी मतलब भाग. सो कंट्री में क्या होना है, क्या नहीं होना, देश का क्या होना है, उसका डिसीजन कौन करेगा, पीपल ऑफ द कंट्री. हु विल फॉर्म द नेशन, पीपल ऑफ द कंट्री. सो दिस वाज द डिक्लेरेशन डन by the leaders who were involved in the French Revolution. Okay, so basically what does it means to say that कि जो entire revolution हुआ था उसने ये डिक्लेयर किया कि अब इस देश का कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, इस देश को बनाने का काम अब मोनार्की से निकल करके किसके पास आ गया है, it is in the hand of the people of the country. Okay, and now the people of the country would decide what is going to happen in the country or what is not going to happen in the country. इस देश में क्या होना है, क्या नहीं होना, ये कौन डिसाइड करेगा, it will be decided by the people of the country. Okay, so that is how the idea of nation building, that is the idea of nationalism, started developing. Certainly at this stage, when we are talking about the year 1789 or when we talk about the French Revolution, okay, it was the beginning of the idea of nationalism. At least the French Revolution of 1789, okay, had one major achievement. And that major achievement was what? If the people of the country now united together, they started uniting, okay, at least they have developed the sense of belongingness to the country, okay. बहुत large scale पर जैसा as on today nationalism है वैसा नहीं था, but at least this idea started building up in a sense that now the people started thinking that the country does not belong to the ruling class, the country does not belong to the monarchy. Now the people says that this is our country, okay, the rule should not be done alone by the ruling class, the common people also have share in the ruling of the country. So this idea has started developing, okay, with the French Revolution. देश में क्या होना है, क्या नहीं होना, ठीक है, इसमें जितना रोल, जितना योगदान रूलिंग क्लास का है, उतना ही रोल या उतना ही योगदान किसका है, कॉमन पॉपुलेशन का भी है. So now the common population started claiming that this country belongs to us, and that is what considered as the beginning of the idea of nationalism. Okay, so what was the major achievement of the 1789 French Revolution? That now the common population got united, and now they have started claiming that yes, we also have the right to decide for what is going to happen in the country or what is not to be done in the country. देश में क्या होना है क्या नहीं होना है ये डिसाइड करने का अधिकार अब रूलिंग क्लास के अलावा किसका है? हम कॉमन पीपल का भी है. Okay, so that is what the idea of nation building, the idea of nationalism started developing. Is there any doubt, student, up to here? Is there any students up to here? Okay, good morning once again to those who have joined later. Okay. Yes. Any doubt, beta? Shreyash, Yog Ambekar, Ashirwad, Arpita, Vaishnavi. Any doubt, beta? Okay, these are already given in your textbook also. I am trying to write the point in such a manner that they would match your textbook. Okay, so that when you will be reading the textbook, okay, you can match whatever we have discussed in the live class with what is there in the textbook. Okay, okay. So this is what the development of the idea of nationalism. Okay, the revolutionary peoples, the leaders in the French Revolution. Okay, the leaders in the French Revolution have started developing or giving number of different ways. Different ideas were given by the leaders in the French Revolution. Number of scholars were there. They introduced different ways and different so that this feeling of nationalism would develop in the mind of the people. Okay, लोगों के दिमाग में कौन सी फीलिंग डेवलप होना शुरू हो? नेशनलिज्म की फीलिंग डेवलप होना शुरू हो. So these type of ideas have started, okay, by the different philosophers and the leaders. Okay, I would like to give a very fine example, okay, from our current situation. ठीक है, अभी हम अपने करंट सिचुएशन का मैं एक बहुत अच्छा एग्जांपल आपको देना चाहता हूँ. ठीक है, all of you knows that around 1 month back somewhere there was a clash between the Indian soldiers and the Chinese soldiers. Okay, and unfortunately we have lost the life of 20 martyrs. Okay, हमारे 20 सैनिक देश की रक्षा करते हुए शहीद हो गए. Okay, now how all of us, okay, have the love for our country, we have the love for our nation. Now how the leaders, what is the role of the leaders to develop this feeling of nationalism? Okay, अभी leaders का किस तरीके से रोल है कॉमन पॉपुलेशन के बीच में क्या डेवलप करने का? नेशनलिज्म की फीलिंग डेवलप करने का. ओके, सो व्हेन वी हैव लॉस्ट द 20 सोल्जर्स, ओके, आफ्टर 2 or 3 days our prime minister Mr. Narendra Modi has given one slogan, okay, and that is what? आत्मनिर्भर भारत. उस घटना के 4-5 रोज के बाद इंडियन गवर्नमेंट ने क्या किया? डिफरेंट चाइनीज कंपनीज के ऊपर बैन लगाना शुरू किया. ओके, ऑल ऑफ यू नोज दैट नंबर ऑफ एप्लीकेशंस वेर आल्सो बैंड. ठीक है, नंबर ऑफ टेंडर्स, ओके, व्हिच वर ऑलरेडी गिवन टू द चाइनीज कंपनी फॉर द डिफरेंट कंस्ट्रक्शन एक्टिविटीज वेर आल्सो कैंसल्ड. ओके, सो उसी डेवलपमेंट में one of the slogan was given by our Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi, that is आत्मनिर्भर भारत। ठीक है, अब वो जो आत्मनिर्भर भारत का एक आइडिया किसने दिया? प्राइम मिनिस्टर नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने दिया। ओके, एंड he has given number of other comments which encourage, okay, which develops the feeling of strong nationalism in the mind of the common people। तो वो आत्मनिर्भर भारत का नारा था, चाइना के बायकॉट का जो नारा था, उसने क्या किया? It has developed the feeling of ardent nationalism in the mind of the people। ठीक, अभी इस घटना के पहले हम सभी लोग बड़े आराम से चाइनीज कंपनीज के मोबाइल या अदर गैजेट्स वगैरह खरीद रहे थे। ओके, एमआई, रेडमी, शाओमी, ओके, और इसके बाद वीवो एंड अदर आर द मोस्ट पॉपुलर मोबाइल ब्रांड्स इन इंडिया। ठीक है, तो जब हमने 6 महीने पहले रेडमी का मोबाइल खरीदा, 4 महीने पहले वीवो का मोबाइल खरीदा, ओप्पो का मोबाइल खरीदा, उस समय तक हमारे दिमाग में नहीं था कि वी आर द नेशन, ओके, इन सेंस ऑफ फाइटिंग अगेंस्ट चाइना एंड वी शुड नॉट परचेज द चाइनीज प्रोडक्ट। ठीक है, बट ये जो घटना हुई, इसने क्या किया? इट हैज डेवलप्ड ए फीलिंग ऑफ स्ट्रॉन्ग नेशनलिज्म अगेंस्ट चाइना। उसने हमारे मन में उस नेशनलिज्म का जो फीलिंग था, जो कहीं न कहीं हमारे अंदर दबा हुआ था, उसको प्रैक्टिकल सेंस में क्या किया? बाहर लाया, इकट्ठा हुए। एंड नाउ व्हाट इज हैपनिंग? वेरी लेस नंबर ऑफ पीपल आर देयर who are purchasing the Chinese products। At least this type of encouragement came into the mind of the people। Yes, at least people have started asking the question, is it made of China? Okay, so this is what one of the way, एक तरीका कि किस तरीके से फीलिंग ऑफ नेशनलिज्म को, राष्ट्रवाद की भावना को कि ये देश हमारा है, अरे हमारे देश के ऊपर अटैक करने वाले को हम सबक सिखा के रहेंगे। दिस इज अवर नेशन, हाउ दे डेयर। सो दिस टाइप ऑफ फीलिंग इज डेवलप्ड बाय द लीडर्स। ओके, so the same role was played during the French Revolution by the leaders, okay, as well as the different philosophers। तो इसी प्रकार के बहुत सारे तौर तरीके, ठीक है, आइडियाज डेवलप किए गए फ्रेंच रिवॉल्यूशन के समय पर, जिसके जरिए लोगों के अंदर किसकी फीलिंग को एनकरेज किया गया, डेवलप किया गया? द फीलिंग ऑफ नेशनलिज्म। ओके, आशीर्वाद तिवारी, द एग्जाम्पल ऑफ plebiscite। Okay, so what is a direct vote by which all the people of a region are asked to accept or reject a proposal। Okay, now that is what plebiscite। plebiscite को हिंदी में आप डायरेक्ट बोल दें जनमत संग्रह। अभी जनमत संग्रह का सीधा सीधा मतलब what is happening, instead of the representative of the people taking the decision, instead of representative of the people taking the decision, or any ruler is taking the decision, who are directly involved in the decision making process? All the people of the country। तो जब देश के लोग मिल करके किसी एक पर्टिकुलर प्रपोजल के लिए क्या कर रहे हैं? वोटिंग कर रहे हैं कि हाँ भाई सारे लोग इकट्ठे हो जाओ, and now you have to just say whether the online classes should be continued or not। So now the government is not taking the decision, okay, the administration of the particular institution is not taking the decision. Who is going to take the decision? The people involved in that issue। Okay, and that is also for a one particular, किसी एक इशू के लिए ही उनको किसमें डिसीजन मेकिंग प्रोसेस में इन्वॉल्व किया जा रहा है। तो दिस टाइप ऑफ वोटिंग प्रोसेस इज कॉल्ड प्लेबिसाइट। गॉट इट आशीर्वाद? ओके, ठीक है। So the idea of nationalism started developing with the French Revolution. And we were discussing that the different philosophers and leaders in the French Revolution, okay, they have introduced various measures and practices that could create a sense of collective identity among the French people. Okay, so leaders and philosophers, okay, philosophers introduced various ideas, okay, they have introduced various measures and practices, okay, to develop the sense of collective identity. Okay, so the philosophers, okay, and the leaders. So leaders and the philosophers introduce various ideas. उन्होंने अलग अलग प्रकार के अपने विचार दिए. मेजर्स मतलब तरीके खोजे, प्रैक्टिसेस मतलब इस प्रकार की प्रथाएं डेवलप करी, so that they would be able to develop the sense of collective identity. इस प्रकार के विचार लोगों को दिए गए, आइडियाज दिए गए, इस प्रकार के तौर तरीके अपनाए गए, इस प्रकार के विभिन्न प्रथाएं डेवलप की गई, ओके, विच डेवलप द सेंस ऑफ कलेक्टिव आइडेंटिटी. इनके जरिए लोगों के मन में एक प्रकार का फीलिंग डेवलप किया गया कि दे ऑल आर अ वन सिंगल group of people. Okay, this country, instead, in spite of all the differences, they are a one single group of population, and this country belongs to this group of population. Okay, so they have introduced the different ideas, measures and practices, and all these ideas, measures and practices, okay, help to create the common identity among the people. Okay, for example, they have introduced the idea of la patrie, the idea of la patrie, okay, and the idea of the citoyen. Okay, the idea of la patrie and the idea of le citoyen was given. Okay, इसमें से एक जो विचार था, one way is what the idea of la patrie. La patrie means the fatherland. Okay, and the le citoyen basically means for the citizen. ठीक है. Now हम लोग कहते हैं ना भारत माता. So भारत माता is what? The motherland. Okay, so the country, which is basically an abstract figure, जमीन का एक टुकड़ा ही तो है, but उसको कौन सा feeling provide किया गया? The motherland. Okay, but in case of the French Revolution, instead of motherland, they have introduced the idea of fatherland. Okay, in French language, it is what? La patrie. Okay, So the French Revolution introduced the idea of la patrie, that is the fatherland, and the lis citoyen, that is the people living in the country are not the subject of the monarchical rule. Instead of that, they are the citizen of the country. So जो ली सिटियन का आइडिया है, उसने लोगों को ये एक फीलिंग दिया कि हम लोग राजा की प्रजा नहीं है. Instead of that, हम लोग इस देश के नागरिक हैं. So when we are the citizen of the country belongs to us. When country belongs to us, it is who we, the people of the country, who can decide the destiny of the country. ये देश हमारा है और इसलिए इस देश में रूल करने का अधिकार, इस देश में क्या होना है क्या नहीं होना, इस देश के हर चीज में डिसीजन मेकिंग, निर्णय लेने का अधिकार किसका है? इट इज द राइट ऑफ द पीपल. ओके, सो द आइडिया ऑफ ला पैट्री and the idea of lis citoyen was given. Okay, and it given a notion of united community enjoying equal rights under a constitution. Okay, one more way was there, and that is what? A new French flag. A new French flag, that is what? The tricolor. The tricolor means what? The French flag also have 3 colors. Okay, so a new French flag, the tricolor, was chosen. Okay, to replace the former royal standard. Okay, so one more way was introduced, okay, to develop the idea of nationalism. And what is that? A new French flag was chosen to replace the former royal standard. Okay, जो monarchical rule था, monarchical rule के अंडर में जो flag था, ठीक है, monarchical rule के अंडर में जो flag था, राजा जो अपना flag यूज करता था, उस flag को remove कर दिया, because if that flag would be used, okay, then what happens? It again reminds the rule of monarchy. ठीक है, जो monarchical rule का flag यदि था, वो यदि continuously हम French people आगे भी यूज करते, तो वो किसको represent करता? It was a symbol of the monarchical rule. Okay, so instead of monarchical rule, okay, the flag which was used by the monarchy, it was removed. Okay, and which was used, a new French flag was introduced. Okay, and that is what? The tricolor. Okay, so a new flag, the tricolor flag, was used, okay, or introduced in France. So these are the few ways, okay, by which what is happening? That is the people of the country have started developing the idea of nation. Okay, likewise, the Estate General was elected by the body of active citizen and renamed as the National Assembly. Okay, so one more way is what? The body of Estates General, the body of Estates General was now elected by the active citizens, and it was renamed as National Assembly. Okay, so we have studied this Estate General terminology last year in French Revolution. Okay, so in France, how many states were there? 3 estates. Okay, clergy, monarchy, and the third estate. Okay, so all those 3 states have a body, decision making body, and that decision making body was what? Estates General. Okay, so this body of Estates General was now elected by the active citizen. Earlier, जो different estates थे, they were nominating their representative in this Estate General body. अब Estate General body में nomination नहीं होगा. Instead of that, they are elected by the active citizens. Okay, and most importantly, instead of Estates General, वो जो representatives का body था, जो representative का group था, it was renamed as National Assembly. अभी ये National Assembly जो nomination है, it denotes that the representatives are not the representative of the 3 estates. Instead of they are the representative of the nation. Okay, so it's now a time for the next class. So we'll continue the same topic in tomorrow's live session. Okay, and it may be possible that Ravi sir is going to take your live session tomorrow for your information technology. Okay, the message will be given on WhatsApp accordingly. If I will be taking the class, then I will give you the message, or the same message will be given by the Ravi sir. Okay, so please check your WhatsApp today. Thank you, students.